Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Wild Court Show. Vivian stood silently behind, secretly feeling that Wharton was anything but cutesy like she imagined, and instead found herself liking Al more. That night, she slipped into Al's dorm under the pretense of reviewing testimonies. Before leaving, she said meaningfully, "You know me. There's no way I believe you didn't tell Callahan my statement." "I haven't told you either." "I know. I thought you were really high class. Is it true?" "Of course, thanks." Vivian's hostility deflated like a balloon, as her previous iceberg standoff with Al began to thaw. Instead, a hint of admiration crept in, and Vivian regaled her with tales of Wharton's hilarious blunders, and the gender discrimination from Callahan, where only girls were expected to serve coffee while boys sat back. She even told Al a secret that Wharton didn't make it into Harvard on her own prowess. Wharton got in by family ties. They laughed, recalling their long rivalry over him. That night, they reconciled and became best friends. The millionaire's ex-wife was willing to give them a chance for an interview right in an Aspen spa resort. Al volunteered for the interview, but the professor sent assistant Emmett to accompany her. They drove to Aspen Resort, with Emmett voicing his views. He thought Brooke wasn't trustworthy and had hidden plenty of details. Knowing the truth, Al wanted to defend Brooke but had to settle for teasing Emmett with, "You." Al removed the cucumber slices from the lady's eyes and introduced the purpose of their trip, to which she was completely clueless. She heard from others that Brooke was quite the flirt, and there were whispers about her and the pool guy being close. As Al exited the resort, she told Emmett that the woman was lying, mainly due to her sporting a ridiculous brown hairdo. Having faced blonde-based discrimination, she used it as an excuse to question others. Emmett countered that blonde hair might symbolize strength and couldn't wait to see her harness that power for something fabulous. Back in New York, it was already late at night when she bumped into the formerly chubby guy, entangled with two girls. One of the girls was calling him a loser and claimed she wouldn't date him, leaving Al feeling like she had something stuck in her throat. Al realized she had to do something. "Why didn't you just call me?" "What? We had a great night, yet you never contacted me." Heartbreak. "I'm sorry." Finding himself at a loss for words, Al used his best witty remarks to swoop in and save the day for the chubby fella. Soon, Brooke's case opened in court. As a student, she attended the public trial, with the millionaire's ex-wife and daughter testifying in turn. Under the guiding speeches of the mother-daughter duo, the case began heading in a direction none of the audience could have predicted. They kept stressing that Brooke had no relation to the pool worker, trying to clear their own names in this mess. However, when the lawyer inquired about the worker's connection to Brooke, he was utterly silent. He admitted fault unhesitatingly, puzzling everyone, while Brooke sat aside, heartbroken, with no solid evidence. Brooke urged Al to clear her name, as she was convinced only he had the skills for the rescue mission. During a recess, her friend and the delivery guy sparked a little drama. While signing for the package, he recalled Al's previous signature tips and made a show of tossing the pen, bending down to pick it up with style. As a result, this little stunt turned into a comedic fiasco. The story eventually morphed into an accident, leading to the delivery guy breaking his nose. Al reassured him not to worry too much and promised to swing by after the recess to sort things out. Perhaps no one expected that his phone call would inadvertently help Al find evidence, as it delayed him, allowing the worker to saunter right in front of him to wash his hands. The worker kept tapping his foot. Unexpectedly, he was mocked. Your Prada's shoes are so outdated. With this, Al made a stunning discovery and hurried into the courtroom to inform Emmett. The worker was a gay guy, he wasn't Brooke's lover, and only a gay man would be familiar with designers. Heterosexuals were clueless. As a competent legal practitioner, without solid evidence on the table, all conjectures were moot. He stepped forward and casually posed a few questions to the worker. Although he didn't obtain any useful information, he still hastily concluded the matter. However, Emmett was clearly unwilling to let it end just like that. He fought for a few extra minutes, managing to nearly eliminate Brooke's suspicions. Now, they just need to find the real culprit. The court turned into a circus. Al won his first case, reveling in joy. Suddenly, Vivian informed him that Callahan wished to see him. Al thought it was for praise, but it turned out to be a trap. He thought he had a shot at finding the real bad guy, but never saw himself as the scapegoat. On the surface, Callahan showered him with compliments and job offers, while secretly reaching into his pocket. Subtitles all pushed him away forcefully, as Callahan had been eyeing his charm all along. Vivian witnessed the scene, igniting Al's pent-up grievances as he entered the elevator. People often point fingers at others when they are clueless about the truth, but those hastily spoken words can stir up a storm in someone else's life. When the truth finally arrives, they casually dismiss it with just a misunderstanding, thinking that wraps it all up. However, scars left haunt the wounded long. All told, Enid turning was wrong from the start. Maybe what his parents said was right. Al decided to leave New York and head back to Los Angeles. He wanted to slip back into pink clothes, ditch the dreary uniform, and stop being someone he didn't want to be. Subtitles. Enid pleaded with him not to go, hoping he could live here as the person he truly desired to become. But Al's heart had already become as calm as still water. He packed his belongings and bid a final farewell to his friends. I was just kidding. Callahan has never seen me as a lawyer. He only knows me as that punk, just like everyone else. But I'm still merely a punchline. Am I still at school? I simply wanted to bid farewell. If you allow a fool to ruin your life, then you're definitely not the girl I thought you were. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more amazing content.